We all know the Earth is getting warmer. Global temperatures have risen by about 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit since the Industrial Revolution and continue to rise at an alarming rate. The Arctic, however, is heating up twice as fast as the global average, causing massive amounts of sea ice to melt every year. Since the 1980s, there has been about a 40% decrease in the area covered by Arctic sea ice during the summer months. At this rate, we could be experiencing ice-free Arctic summers as soon as 20 to 40 years from now. One of the reasons Arctic ice is disappearing at such high rates is because of the albedo effect. When the rays of the sun hit the surface of the white ice, around 50 to 70% of the heat is reflected back. However, as ice continues to melt, dark surfaces absorb 90% of the heat from the sun and causes temperatures to rise. In fact, the albedo effect due to melting sea ice is predicted to be responsible for about 25% of global warming. So, what could this mean for the future? For one, rising temperatures are causing glacial and land-based ice to melt. This ice is responsible for raising sea levels. The melting ice off Greenland, for example, is responsible for a 4 to 5% rise of the current sea levels. Higher sea levels are responsible for erosion and flooding in coastal cities. Florida, Maryland, and New Jersey, for example, have already been experiencing higher than usual flooding in recent years. Extreme weather can also be expected. The temperature difference between the Arctic and the warmer mid-latitudes is what drives atmospheric convection cells, and thus weather. The vanishing ice, however, means this temperature difference is diminishing. In 2018, research had shown that when Arctic temperatures were unusually high, the eastern U.S. was 2 to 4 times more likely to experience extreme winter weather. Additionally, the warming air and ocean temperatures allow for more frequent and intense coastal storms like hurricanes to form. The heating Arctic temperatures could eventually contribute to heating on a global scale as well. Frozen ground called permafrost in parts of Siberia, Canada, and Alaska are starting to thaw. This is worrisome because huge amounts of carbon are trapped in this ground. As it thaws, the carbon is released in forms of greenhouse gases like methane and carbon dioxide. If the permafrost continues to thaw, it could independently increase global temperatures up to 3 degrees Fahrenheit by 2300.